So let's start with a given. First of all, the biosphere should be protected. Uh, the same way that you could say the first concern is the national defense. Well, above and beyond that, of course, you have to protect the biosphere and all the other concerns must be secondary. And the transdimensional physics can be used to protect the environment on a planetary scale, starting with the free energy. And then I believe with the large scale manipulation, fundamental manipulation of matter, with instantiation and physical materialization, I do believe our pollution concerns can be met, they can be addressed on a planetary scale. So let's begin a series of thought experiments here. When the G8 or the Bilderbergs or the G20, they have these global economic conferences, what they're shepherding is a perpetuation of their own mighty institutions, their position, and their wealth. They're not leading us, they're leading us astray. Their fundamental mindset is that money alleviates all want. In fact, the trans-dimensional physics would alleviate us of all poverty. Aliens, quote, they're inching along when they could take leaps and bounds, unquote. They could relinquish poverty altogether today if they embraced the invitation offered 50 years ago by treaty. Now that's one of the instances where I'm just kind of making things up, because those treaties are secret. And Stephen Greer somehow has to get them and bring them out so we can look at them. Because the government isn't, for some reason, willing to do this. They just want secrecy. Corporations and the figurines they place in political office are concerned first and foremost with managing their financial portfolios. All donated and captured alien tech is incrementally released under a kind of copyrighted or patented capitalist ownership model. In fact, as it stands now, TPTB are more likely to utilize transdimensional physics to enforce business entitlement models than to liberate us from scarcity. The DoD defends its budget primarily with sophisticated scare tactics and information warfare expertise. While countless, immeasurable abundancies abound across the stars, they think an aboriginal banking game is sufficient cause to retard our development. To hold all of humanity hostage is apparently their plan. Banking is an illusion, a transparent, shabby ploy invented by children to enslave other children. While an explanatory library of 10,000 crop circles is systematically and deliberately ignored, billions are imprisoned in an unnecessary poverty scheme. All of the advanced alien technology is laid out in the pictograms. They are textbook illustrations, keys to our ascendancy. I say, let the rich have their trillions. The rest of us are ready for galactic colonization. Why not opt for immigration? The scientists themselves could reap a huge windfall by leaping across to a world without money. How much valuable, viable research is prevented by insufficient funding? With the aliens to help us, the entire see-through artificial construct of scarcity is unnecessary. Even the super rich are limiting themselves while they reassure each other there is substance to the money mirage. Must we propel the tautologous, maddening circle of mutual predation, of vicarious cyclical devourment that always ends in a vast population of the dispossessed? I'm talking billions of people here, a giant sea of suffering. And if so, if this must be a hustler's paradise, why not allow half the world to seek asylum in other worlds where they are not preyed upon? Well, the general says one reason not to do the predation model is it's a recipe for war. So let's do a thought experiment. In the beginning, of course, it would be voluntary departure. Then they would be required to go. I can see several wars being fought by mercenaries over this. Corporations may assist this evacuation of that half of the asymptote not metabolized by the money organism. As word spreads that their exile is better than our world, massive operations of secrecy and disinformation will be undertaken. This vehicle of toxotic lies is otherwise known as the corporate press. The departed would be characterized as tainted somehow, traitors to the human race, or genetically damaged with vegetable traits and damaged brains. As markets dwindle and corporations resist departure, eventually, having their puppets make it illegal, then would come a black market smuggling trade for those who could afford the risk and fee. I'll stop there.